Alright, so what we're gonna do this time is we're gonna have some base equipment we're gonna use. Some spike maces, some bastard swords, some food, and we'll use this as armor. This is basically how it looks if we decompose it to raw materials. And bronze nails and such. And we're gonna fill these chests up with whatever we find from Skull 3 runs. All we're gonna do right now is just go for the chests in the middle of the zones. And we'll see how it goes. Gonna grab two of these. I'm gonna put this in the third quick slot. And we're gonna grab some food. Also, we'll be using the horse to be able to make back-to-back skull-free runs. If I do catch Forsaken Hermit, good for me. If not, I ain't gonna care. Also, since I do have the leather pannier, I'm also going to split the loot I find so that 5 slots will be things I would normally just throw out if I didn't have the leather pannier. And I'm actually gonna put those as side bonus in a separate chest. So night's gone, which is good. Means we can do our runs without having any issue with the night guest. So the biggest thing that I do have, which matters a lot in this particular format, is the fact that I have 32 damage on the spike mace because I have level 6 in the passive. This basically changes it to the same potential as a morning star, but it does have a lot more durability. One of the most important things is to also grab berries if you can, and avoid as much fighting as possible, apart from those which are close to the chests. Against damned, you just have to do a 3-for-1 trade using double auto, and it's easy peasy. Nope, we have Direwolf. You actually got hit only once, which is good. This is another bonus Spike Mace brings when you have the level 6 passive. You can actually hit faster than you would normally do with the Morning Star. Okay, we have a book, Falcon 3, that's nice. Hey, Blacknium. So I'm doing some skull free runs. I'll show you the initial setup when I get back home, so you see what I started with. We're supposed to show people that you can actually do efficient skull free runs. So once I see a big guy, first thing I want to do is get some distance. Nobody's rushing me to do anything. Swap for the T4 armor, go for the bastard sword, and have a good face trade. Since I was pretty far from a chest. I didn't want to tackle him. But under normal circumstances, you can just kite around the chest and get hit a lot less. I got hit 3 times there. Generally efficient is getting hit twice. I'm gonna swap the T2 armor back. You could normally get hit twice, and if you have a lot of patience while kiting around the chest, you can actually get hit like 0 times. Oh, we have a Templar. Okay, just gonna back off to kill the bear. Now let's try the chest this time. So we're gonna go around him. So I'm getting at least 2 hits for 1. He did move around a bit behind the chest, so I got an extra hit, which is nice. That's the kind of cha-cha you want to do to Templars and Knights around the chest, so you can actually trade very well. Bastard Sword looking okay. Okay, drop that. Leper here. Nothing too special. Is anything there around me? No. Okay, I'm gonna take my time now. I'm gonna renounce the candles. What's this? Jerky volume 3. Okay, that's good. We don't want rings. Yeah, you can actually do that with the Bastard Sword. You can't do it with the Scimitar because it has too less of a range. But with the Bastard Sword, you definitely can. You can even do it around trees. It's basically the same effect. Okay, I could have traded better there with the Direwolf. Okay, so these were all the chests around here. My armor barely took a dent, and we're kind of done here. What I could do is get rid of cords because I don't use them at all, and I could just pick up some pebbles and wood so I can make a pickaxe and grab like, I don't know, a stack or 2 of copper, maybe even more. You can get like 4 stacks. I also do have a bit into Gatherer's Instinct for copper ore. That helps. Let's puke a little because it's fun. Just gonna pick up a few more berries. We're gonna use those in the next runs. Have 4 barrels, which is already a lot more than the 4 jerky I already used. Actually, let's just fight this one for the fun of it. Yeah. Kiting with the Bastard Sword around stone and copper nodes is a bit more clunky. I wouldn't really recommend it. Oh wait, I forgot about the witch. Okay, we're gonna kill the witch as well. And okay, got another mob. Okay, took that one off. So you can basically just keep doing this and not get hit at all. But I rarely have the patience, so we're just gonna go with getting hit twice. Okay, we already need a bit more space. If I could only move it. Come on. Okay, much better. Okay, yeah, we're definitely leaving that thick cloth aside. Yeah, that was a nice trade. Just go back to the T2 chest. Yeah, that's about it for this run. I'm just gonna go home. Drop the things. we're gonna go back. We're gonna basically repeat this until I run out of the initial armor sets. Oh, I forgot the witch. Yeah, okay, it's fine. We'll just skip her this time. So how are we looking? We have one stack of cloth. We have one slot taken by this. 2 little leather to care about. 2 little rope to care about. We can skip tin and the vial. So I guess no cords. Sorry, we're keeping the leather. So these 5 slots would be the ones I ditch if I were to go with the leather bag and not the leather pannier. But I'm gonna go home because I have just feed a little bit more. I'm gonna go home because I already have like 2 books and that one altar piece, which I would actually like to throw away because it's blocking some of the slots. So if I were to do a second run, it would be less efficient because I'd have less room. Okay, so we're gonna drop the, like I said, the bonus stuff. I'm gonna leave it here. And based on the raw materials, we're gonna throw them in their mirrored chests. Like we have 7 nails, wire, copper shards. We're actually gonna put the saltpeter here. Gonna dump these here. Bonuses. And I'm gonna keep this food on me. This here. I wouldn't normally use these, so I'm gonna leave them aside. Same goes for should have picked another chest. Yeah, okay, we'll just stack them here. Okay, so now we're gonna rinse and repeat. Do the same thing. And I think now we're gonna do back to back skull clears for the chests. If only it would load a bit faster, that would be awesome. Why, thank you. If you hear a slight decal between, sorry, not decal, lag between me talking or hearing the game and the actual animations, it's because my speakers, which you can hear the game from, and the microphone are from Bluetooth. That's where the lag comes from. So if you see me hitting and hear the hit like half a second later, that's why. Okay, we're gonna chug some berries real quick. Is it enough? No, it's enough. Maybe gonna cause a breach right here. Okay, we got hit once. That's cool. Seems like there's a bit more mobs than usual. hit twice. That's good in my books. Switch back to the T2, and we have the Forsaken Hermit, which I'm actually gonna skip because we just started. Oh, actually, what I'm gonna do? No, it's way too close to a chest. Not gonna bother with him. Okay. Too close to comfort. No. Fine. Okay, this consumed a bit more food than usual, but I think it's still fine. Okay, take this one out as well. Armor's still looking pretty okay. Just clean the entire area and then bother with the yeah, it's fine, I'll find another one. It's okay. Okay, this was a very laggy moment. Okay, this is fine. There's another knight. Looks in the clear. You can actually swap weapons while opening a chest. You can actually do this, and it's gonna show your torch in hand, so you can actually just do this, and that would actually scare the night guest. Just triple tapping. If you do that once or twice every time you try to open a chest, you're gonna lower the chances of the night guest spawning if you're going for the night cache. Oh, that's a nice halberd. I'll take that. Boop, boop. That lag spike. And also a falcon. Okay, my spiked mace is going rather low. Bastard sword is going pretty low. Looks like I'm gonna ditch this one. Oh wait, forgot about the witch again. Awesome. So it's important to try and kill the witch and actually go for knights and templars, because now that we have passive skills, these are the mobs that drop them. Oh, this is gonna be bad. Ash actually went fine. Maybe this one? Nope. Where's the witch? So killing a few animals is good because you can actually get a bit more leather. We're gonna look back home and check out how much leather I had to use to make all the equipment. It's actually a lot, but we'll see how we fare out. Nope, don't hear the witch around here. We're just gonna kill the bear. Bear always gives at least one leather and one meat. found her. Okay. I'm gonna sneak attack with Bastard Sword. There's a Templar, which I'm gonna skip for now. Sadly, the witch didn't drop a lot of stuff. Bye, Black Nim. Have a good one. Nice lag. Still gonna grab my berries. Okay. And we're off. Okay, so now let's see what we have and what we would have dropped. This is one. Cords, chains, this one ring, and the fang. So these 5 would have been dropped out. Like if you need any extra materials like chains or wires or candles or even cords, if you have to finish your buildings, you have like a few slots you can actually use to store those. So these would be the ones I'd just throw out if I didn't have the pannier. Actually, we're gonna use this node just to jump back. Alright. Armor's still looking pretty good. So this would be the 3rd run. We might actually be able to squeeze in a 4th one if we don't have to fight a lot of mobs. And by then the armor should be consumed. But I'm just gonna have to swap out the head, legs and hands because the chests share durability consumption between them, so they're gonna last a lot longer than these ones. Let's pop some berries. You can even do it with stutter step, it's the same thing if it's more comfortable. Nope, I just dodged that. Yeah, this might be a really fast run. I'm actually gonna go for that one. Okay. This changes things. I'm actually probably gonna use this one, and I'll be giving up the 5 chains for the 2 bandages. There's the 4th chest. Mother of lag. No, no, no. I'm good, thank you. Let me grab my chest. Oop. I'm actually just gonna take them all off. Nice. Oh, bad timing. But I don't have the T4 chest on me, I don't have the bastard sword in hand, so I'm just gonna pop him with the spiked mace. The heavy strike sure does help. We got 3 nails from him, which is nice. And at this point I could even throw out the rope just for that Falchion. Or the Fang. Okay. Looks good, looks good. I'm actually gonna use this Falchion because it's rather low durability, so it's just gonna be a replacement for the spiked mace I would have used normally. A bit inefficient there with the berry pickup. And we have a damn Templar, which we're gonna pick on, but I'm gonna look for a small obstacle to be able to kite him. I could just use these nodes. Can we find the tombstone? Yeah, I guess we're just gonna use this tree. Nope. Ran out of the bastard sword. So we're gonna go for this instead. This guy has nothing good on him anymore. Actually, technically speaking, since we did free up a slot, could just go back and pick up those cords. So you could take your time and pick a few more berries from here and there, or maybe kill some, oh that was a Templar, maybe kill a few extra animals if you can just sneak attack them and not get hit at all, so you can get a bit more leather. That could also work. I actually got 11 leather this turn, which is pretty fair. explaining. Go back, dump these things. Actually, this counts as leather, so I'm gonna put it in the results. Rope goes back to the results. I would actually skip the tin, so we're gonna drop the tin. So we already have like 20 nails, and I didn't even use 2 spiked maces. Like, this is barely the second. However, I did finish one bastard sword. This is the one I found. And the halberd is an extra drop, which is nice, but it's rather rare. You would normally expect halberds to drop that much, but it's still okay. Okay, we're gonna keep the berries. Have the falchion dumped somewhere, probably here. Armor's looking pretty dented, so I'm expecting it to drop. So we're gonna bring some replacements. And I'm keeping that low durability falchion in my hand so I can soak up some consumption on the spike mace's durability. I would normally bring that to dungeon or any other place because there's no point unless I'm bringing a lot of low durability weapons, but especially not in dungeon. Like, if I were to do skull free runs just with broken weapons, that could be something, because you burn them really fast and you don't actually lose a lot of inventory space. Slightly bad that I just left with 5 jerky. Not really good. If I get more than 1 Templar, this is gonna hit me bad, unless I get to the chest and actually grab some honey from it. With the Falchion, it goes the same against Damned. Against Lepers, on the other hand, you have a really high chance of getting hit because the Falchion has really, really low range. Okay, that's one night. I'm actually gonna eat a lot of berries just to soak some of that damage. Pick these ones up. If you want to take your time to sneak against mobs that are not crowded, it's fine, but you're giving the zone a lot more time to spawn things over you, which may not inherently be bad unless you get like a ton of Templars. Other than that, it's fine. If they spawn AIs, it's good. You get some extra weapon, which you can use to farm. You can have some food drop off of him, which sometimes accounts for a lot more than what you'd normally take damage just to kill the AI. Things seem to be stacking pretty well. More leather, which is good. Armor seems to be lasting pretty well, but nope. Okay. Need to pay a bit more. Oh, I don't have any room for that. Okay. Nothing around me. That's good. Actually, we're gonna eat the meat. Definite no. Oh, perfect timing. Yeah, we're just gonna eat the raw meat. Still have no clue where the witch is. Oh, there she is. If you use double auto on the lepers, you basically guarantee that they won't hit you. No, 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 no. Oh, come on. Perfect lag moment. Oh, hello, hermit. Um, let's just grab that quick scroll. If I can just find my horse, that would be lovely. Oh, there we are. Oh my god. Let me touch it. What are you doing? Okay. I'm gonna actually kill the leper. What's this? Trap him real good. And because I trapped him, we're gonna go back home. This is so sad. I didn't actually get to burn through the armor. So I'm actually gonna get the 5th run with broken armor. Which is, technically speaking, okay. Because it means I did a lot of runs without actually consuming a lot of resources. I'm still on my first stack of jerky. And I still have 2 full sets of armor. No, I actually brought some thick cloth along. We still have to do the selection. Maybe I should have not brought the extra armor with me, and that would have been the slots. Had I anticipated, I wouldn't actually use that much durability. Nope. Aww. Fine. We're gonna pretend we used 37 nails instead of 36. Okay, so we got a bunch of extra seeds, which is good. I would have thrown out candles, this and this, and the ale. Let's say I just didn't bring any ale with me at all at home. 10 barrels. That's 700 health. It's almost as much as a stack of jerky. With the 2 bandages and 1 ale I would have actually brought, because I had nothing else better to bring, technically speaking. That would have meant a lot already. So we already have 2 stacks of copper shards. That accounts for 10 copper ingots. And we already have way more wires than we would normally need for the 2 bastard swords, which was 14. So we're already looking rather okay. And for cloth we have like 40, 51, 59 cloth out of 138. And we only burned through 1 set of armor. And looks like we're on track. And for the leather we have 44 out of 89, so that's already half. So we're actually doing pretty good. And we also got the halberd, which was nice. That accounts for 1 bastard sword. If you don't actually have a lot of strong weapons, you can just opt for a falchion and use double auto. That's fast enough to kill the Templar, but you're gonna consume a bit more food because of that. So if you want to save on big weapons, that's a tactic. Wait, how much energy does he have left? 42. Yeah, should be enough. Okay, so it's 1 minute past 10, which means I'm gonna do 2 runs, 1 right now and 1 after night falls, which means I'm gonna need some extra weapons, because we're gonna run out of those. Eat now so we can puke at home safely. looks like I'm good to go. This particular setup is really good for armor. The T3 head in this entire combination actually reduces 1 extra damage from certain mobs, like Damned for example, which is 80% of what you fight in the middle when you go for the chests. And the T3 head also has a bit more durability than tier 2 armor, so it lasts a bit longer. You do consume 2 copper ingots for it, but overall it soaks a bit more damage than you normally believe it to do, just because you have that T3 head. Grab these berries real quick. Maybe I'll use less jerky thanks to that, to make some room between these mobs. I do hear the witch already, so I'm just gonna fight things around here until I see my armor dropping. Which might actually take a while. No, you ain't touching me. No. Yep, misclicked there. Okay, so my armor dropped. I'm gonna go for these. We're gonna wait a bit for the head. If I do actually see a big guy coming, I'm definitely swapping the head. The broken one out for the good one. I do actually have a lot of lag right now, so yeah, I'm gonna skip that wood. Okay, lag fell off. Gonna go for this. I got hit once for free, which is nice. I could have taken a bit more distance. And we managed to kite it a lot better than usual, so it's like nothing happened. So I'm gonna swap back to the broken one. If I take 1 extra damage from a damned when my hat drops off, it's perfectly fine. But if my hat dropped off while I was fighting a Templar or a Knight, I would have felt that a lot worse. I'm usually running on low health because it's a bit more efficient waiting up for berry usage rather than just popping jerkies. Night bell just rang and there's the night guest running away. Okay. Gonna grab these. Having tremendous lag right now. And this was the last chest. Just gonna go out and go back in real quick so we can try and get a night cache. I see a... Okay. This is slightly more complicated than I would have wanted it to be. So we're just gonna throw them away. Not gonna bother with getting hit twice by the bastard sword the AI was wielding, because that just takes out some of his durability. And I would have had to equip the torch just to take care of the night guest, pop 2 jerkies, then run away a bit more, then it re-equip the weapons. So we're just gonna pretend that AI just didn't spawn. If it was just him, I would have killed him. And now would be an efficient moment to just drop tier 3 head. We're gonna need the extra slot, because if we do get a night cache, we're gonna have to make room for mandrake seeds and coal or sulfur. And the hat did its job. I'm content with it. So my weapon's gonna drop at any moment. So what I'm gonna do is just pick the other one up, put the jerky back in. Oh, he touched me. No. The leper myth. He wasn't supposed to touch me. I don't think the Templar. My weapon's gonna crack. Nice lag. Can I not die? That would be nice. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we don't have any night cache around here, which is sad. Yeah, having a bit of lag. I'm gonna grab his boots. Armor seems to be weaker. Yeah, we don't need the fork. We're gonna pick up the flanged mace and use it just like we did with the Falchion. Pop some more berries. Oh, come on. Nope. Okay, we got hit once by the night guest. Okay, looks good so far. Getting decent amounts of cloth and leather, which is just right. Let's see what we have in the last chest. Last 2 chests. Might swap out the grate for copper shards if we have enough to care about. Yeah, we do have enough to care about. So I did consume like 30 bronze to make the two bastard swords, but the lucky halberd accounts for at least one of them, and the rest were supposed to just find shards to compensate. Or again, just make a quick pickaxe and grab a stack of copper ingots, and you're just about the same as having 10 ingots. Just takes a bit longer. 13 minutes in at 18 minutes, at least in my instance of the game. At 18 minutes, night is out, so we have one more chance, which we're gonna take. Something's gone wrong.